to another video. Over here, I'm making an Atari Breakout game. It is not so hard and not too easy. What it is over here is, first things first, we're going to need a paddle. So what I did was I made it so forever it's going to set its X to mouse X. Also, it's just going to go to back layer so that it won't interfere with that. So you see it's setting its X to mouse X. Alright. This one will be when I introduce the power-up. So now we have another thing. It's the ball. Now, first thing is we'll need a ball to bounce around. So basically, when we click space, it's just going to change its color. So I'm just going to click space. 3, 2, 1. And changes its color. It really has a bunch of costumes. So this costume, this costume, this costume, this costume, this costume. Okay, so also when we click it, it's just going to point in a random direction. You can see that it's pointing in a random direction. So this just runs it. This, when you click a code, it runs the code. So it'll point in a random direction from direction -179 all the way to 180. The direction goes from, if you see, the direction goes from 180, and then you can see 165. Oh, no, this is -165. -165. Right, so, okay, so -165 to 180. 169. 9 to 180. Because there's no 170. -170. Now also, when it's clicked, it's going to wait 1 second for the loading screen. And it's just going to it's going to move 5 steps. And if it's touching our paddle, it's going to bounce. And it's basically just going to turn. That's same when it's touching the brick. So I kind of introduced everything. In the brick, over here is, it's gonna go here. And then it's going to create a clone of myself. So it's kind of like just going to make one more of it over here. And it's going to go here. It's going to create a clone of itself, which is going to make one more. It's going to do that until it reaches 5 layers. That's why there's so much. And after it, it's good. The next one is a power-up. Or, no, sorry. The next thing is, if it's touching the ball, then it's going to hide. And it's going to change our score by 1. See, if you see. If it's touching the ball, it's going to hide and change the score by 1. If it was touching the ball. So, now the next thing is a power-up. So, when it's clicked, it's going to go to the back layer and hide. Oh, wait, no, back at the brick. When it creates a clone of myself, it's each time right after, it's going to set power-up to pick random 1 to 10. If powers up is equal to 5, 6, or 7, it's going to create a clone of power-up. Sadly, 7 won't work because up here, way up here, if power-up is equal to 7, it's going to set power-up to 0. Now, here's our power-up. When I start as a clone, it's going to show. So when it gets a clone, and it's going to go to the brick. So it has time to go to the brick. And it's also going to get smaller to fit the actual size that it needs to be. And now forever, if it's not going to touch the brick, if the brick's broken and it can't touch it anymore, repeat until it's touching our line or it's touching the paddle. It's going to change y by -2 and it's going to hide. And then the line is just nothing, just something to interact with. And let's see. You win if the score is bigger than 30. Just going to show, and then it's going to stop all, so you can't lose. And if you hear the background noise, I'm sorry. When this is run, it's just going to hide because you can't win at the start, and then you lose. Oh, yes. If it's touching the line, it's going to hide and it's going to broadcast you lose. So when I receive you lose, it's just going to show. but when clicked, it's gonna hide. You see, you lose, you don't lose. This is the loading screen. It's gonna show 1.1 seconds, then it's gonna hide, and this is the line again. So that was my Atari Breakout game. I'm pretty sure I should have time to show you how you play it. And I can't believe it's not. It's not. Why isn't it? There must be some. Okay, yeah, that's better. So what the power up does it makes it the paddle bigger for 5 seconds by making it switch to the next costume, which is a lot bigger. Whoa, that's close. So it does it, and to show you that what happens when it is finally winning, it's pretty cool. I was actually proud of myself when I made this, when I finished. It wasn't so hard actually, even though I had to do a bunch of problem solving because if on edge bounce I put in the ball. I don't think I told you, but forever if on edge bounce, there's nothing. That's the only function in Scratch where it will bounce. That includes bouncing. Oh look, I win. So yeah, I couldn't do that. Anyway, so that's my Atari Breakout game. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. And the bell.